I'm going to show you today how I crocheted this really cute hat and mittens. I used an orange wool, which is a weight of 4, and I also used a green wool that's also a weight of 4, and a 5mm crochet hook. So I hope you enjoy following along in this tutorial with me. Okay, we'll start with a magic circle, chain 3, then we're going to do 8 double crochet into that magic circle. Okay, we'll slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. Okay, so we're going to do 1 half double crochet in our first stitch, 2 half double crochet in our next, so we'll continue that same pattern, 1 half double crochet, then in our next stitch we'll do 2 half double crochet, and at the end we should have 12 half double crochet. Okay, so that's the end of that round, and we'll slip stitch into the top of our chain 1. So we're going to chain 3 now. And in this round we'll do we're going to do a double crochet in our first 2. And then in our third stitch we're going to do 2 double crochet. So the pattern once again is double crochet, double crochet, and then in our third or the next stitch we'll do 2 double crochet. Continue this all the way around until we have 16 double crochet. We'll do a slip stitch in the top of our chain 3. Okay, so we're going to do 7 rows. Right now we've done 1, 2, 3. Rows 4, 5, 6, 7 will all follow the same pattern. So we'll chain 3. Then we're going to do a front post double crochet. So we're going to come down to this first double crochet from our last round. We're going to yarn over. Instead of going into the top of that stitch, we're going to go around that double crochet. And we'll do a front post double crochet. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. And in our next one we're going to do a front post double crochet again. Then we're going to do 3 double crochets. Then in our next one, we're going to do a front post double crochet again. Then 3 double crochet. Once again, so we'll be repeating this 4 times. Front post double crochet, then 3 double crochets. So we'll join with a slip stitch at the top of our chain 3. Now we'll chain 3, and we're going to continue the same pattern. So there's our front post double crochet. We're going to go around that and front post double crochet. Then we're going to do 3 double crochet. Then we'll do our next front post double crochet. Three double crochet. Front post double crochet. Three double crochet. Front post double crochet, three double crochet, so we'll slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. So we're going to continue the same pattern as we did these last 2 rows. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 2 more rows. We'll continue with that same pattern. We can see that these front post double crochets are creating a bit of a rib shape that we would find on a pumpkin. So when you're done 7 rows, then we'll come back, we'll meet back here. I've just finished the end of round 7. Before we go any further, I'm going to take this opportunity to go in and fasten off the beginning yarn. It is in there pretty securely with this magic circle, but I always like to give it that little extra So I just go around the circle one way and then I turn around and come back. Give it a nice tug. And then snip it really close to your work. Okay, so for this next round we're going to chain 1. We're going to do half double crochet in our first stitch, half double crochet in our next one, then yarn over. We're going to go through this next stitch, pull back a loop, go through the one next to that one, pull back a loop. There'll be 4 on your hook. We're going to pull back through all 4. So we've done a decrease. So half double crochet in our next one, half double crochet in the next one. We're going to do another decrease, so yarn over, go through the first stitch, yarn over, pull back a loop, you've got 3, go through your next stitch, yarn over, pull back a loop, you've got 4, yarn over, pull through all 4. Half double crochet, half double crochet, yarn over, pull through a loop, go into our next one, yarn over, pull through a loop. So we've got one more set to do. Half double crochet, half double crochet. We're going to do that decrease. Okay, so we're going to slip stitch to the top of that chain 1, the beginning of the row. Now we're going to do chain 3. So we should have 12 stitches around. So we're going to do a double crochet in all of those. Slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. I'm going to chain 1. Do a front post double crochet around this first double crochet from the last round. We're going to do a back post double crochet on the second one. Then front post double crochet, back post double crochet. We'll continue alternating front post double crochet with back post double crochet all the way around. We'll join with a slip stitch at the top of our last round. Chain 1, and we're going to do a front post double crochet on our front post double crochets and a back post double crochet on our back posts. So at the end of our row, we're just going to slip stitch to the top of our chain. Fasten off. We can weave in this end. You can decide where you want the front of your mitt. I like this with the ribs centered on the front. The next part we have to make is the chain ribbon that we're going to put in there. You can use real ribbon if you want. I'm just going to make one out of yarn that's chained. So this here is a chain of 60. I'm just going to show you a comparison. This is another mitten I've made. This one had a chain of 50. So it depends on what length you would like your chain to be and how big you want the bow. But because I've done 60 with this one, I'm going to do 60 with this mitten as well. Just do a slip knot and chain 60. So that's 60. Take our crochet hook. So our front post double crochets, not the one here, but the one that we made in this round. Just slip your hook through. Just follow each of these around. Just hook your yarn, pull it through. Take our tapestry needle again. Just going to weave in and out of my chain. So come up maybe a couple of inches, then turn around, start back in a different spot, and just weave back down probably half of the way that you've come up. So there we have the mittens. I hope you enjoyed crocheting them with me. To begin the hat, we're going to start with a magic circle. In this magic circle, we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to do 12 double crochet in there. Okay, so we'll join with a slip stitch in the top of our chain 3. Going to chain 3. And then we're going to do 2 double crochet in each of our double crochet from the past row. So we'll end up with 24 double crochet plus our chain 3. At the end of our row, we're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 3. But we're going to, instead of grabbing our green yarn, we'll take our orange to finish our slip stitch. I've already snipped off my green, so now we're working with orange. Okay, so we will chain 3. For this round, we're going to do a double crochet in our first stitch and then 2 in our next. So we'll continue that all the way around until we have 36 when we come back to the beginning of our orange. Okay, so that's the end of our third round. We're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. We're going to chain 3. Now in this round, we're going to do a front post double crochet. Around our first double crochet from the last round. Then we're going to do a double crochet in our next one. Then we're going to do 2 double crochet in the next one. So our next one, front post double crochet. If you need a refresher, it's yarn over. Instead of going through the top of our stitch, we're going to go around the post of that double crochet. Grab your yarn, pull back a loop. You have 3 on, so you just finish double crochet. So front post double crochet, and then 2 double crochet in our next one. Continue the same pattern till we get to the end of this round. Okay, that's the end of the 4th row. I have 48 double crochet, so I will slip stitch in there. Top of my chain 3, I'm going to chain 3. Okay, so now we see where our front post double crochets are from the row before. We're going to always front post double crochet in these. Now we're going to do 2 double crochet. And in our next stitch we're going to do 2 double crochet. Now we're back to a front post double crochet. And then in our next 2 stitches we'll put 1 double crochet. And in the next one we're going to put 2 double crochet. Continue this around until we get to the end. We'll have 60 double crochet, which includes our front post double crochets and our chain 3. Okay, that's the end of the 5th round. We're going to single slip stitch at the top of our chain, and you should have 60 double crochets around, including your front post double crochets, plus your chain 3. Now we're going to chain 3. We're not going to increase this round, but we are going to front post double crochet where our front post double crochet is. We'll have 4 double crochet. And then we'll do a front post double crochet again. 4 double crochet. Front post double crochet. 4 double crochet. Then a front post double crochet. Continue this all the way around. When you get to the end, you're going to do slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, make a chain 3, and we're going to continue the same pattern until you have 11 total rounds. So let's remember again, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 6. We'll continue going until we have finished 11 rounds. That's the end of row 11. So we'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Now for the next row we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet all the way around. So continue with that and we'll meet back at the beginning. Okay, that's the end of my round with single crochets. So I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 1, and we're just going to continue that same pattern for 4 more rounds. So for a total of 5 rounds, we'll all just be single crochet all the way around. So when you come back to the end of your round, you're going to slip stitch into the top of your chain 1, then you're going to chain 1 and do your single crochets all the way around. We'll meet you back here when we've got 5 rows in total of single crochet. So I'm just ending the 5th row of single crochets. I've done a slip stitch. Just snip the wool and pull through. So this hat part is complete. Just have to fasten in our ends. To make the stem of our pumpkin, we're going to start with a magic circle, chain 3, then we're going to do 8 double crochet in our magic circle. We'll slip stitch into the top of our chain 3. Chain 3. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet on the top of each stitch around. Slip stitch into the top of our chain 3, chain 3, and we're going to repeat that row. We're going to do a double crochet on the top of each double crochet from the row before for a total of 8 double crochet. At the end of this row, we'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. We'll cut a tail long enough for sewing. Okay, so our pumpkin's stalk stem is ready for sewing on. Okay, I'm going to get ready to sew the stem onto the top of the pumpkin hat. So this bottom ring that we have, I'm going to center that right over the first round in the hat. I'm going to follow that circle while I'm sewing this. So I've gone into the hat and back up again. I'm going to go in through the first round of stitches on the stem, back down through the hat again. And just follow a similar stitching style all the way around. Once I come up through the hat, then I'll go down through my stitch at the bottom round of the stem. Continue this all the way around till we come back to the beginning. I'll make a little knot here on a nearby stitch. Just weave in the end. Our stem is now sewn on. To make our curly leaf, we'll start with a chain. Do a slip knot. So we'll chain 17. Our second chain from the hook, so not this one, but our second one, we're going to put 3 single crochet in there. In each chain we're going to put 3 single crochet. So at the end of the row, snip your yarn, pull it through. If you want it longer, all you have to do is start with a longer chain. To attach this, bring your hook up where the stem meets the top of the hat. Pull it through, come up just next to that, different space. Pull the other one through. Tie the yarn. You can just weave it in. For our leaf, we'll start with a slip knot. Do chain 8. Okay, we're going to come back 2 chains from our hook. We're going to do a half double crochet in there. In our next one, we'll do a half double crochet. In our next chain, we're going to do a double crochet. The next chain, we'll do a double crochet. The next one, we'll do a half double crochet. Next one, a half double crochet. In our last chain, we're going to do 3 single crochet. Then on this side, we're going to do a half double crochet. Another half double crochet. Double crochet. Double crochet. Then another half double crochet. Half double crochet. You should have a little space at the end to do 3 single crochet. We're going to chain 1. And in the back loops only, we're just going to single crochet all the way around. When you get to your second single crochet, though, do 3 single crochet in the back loop of that one. So again, your middle or your second single crochet, do 3 single crochet, and we're working back loops only. Okay, we're back to the beginning, so just slip stitch. So with our ending yarn, you want to go through your next stitch from back to front. And that'll close up that little gap. You can bring it back to the back. And this particular piece of yarn I usually will use for sewing. So you're just stitching through the hat and the leaf. Wherever you want to position it. Make a knot, weave in your ends. The pumpkin hat is completed. I hope you enjoyed following along with me. Happy crocheting!